the purpose of this, like, office hour meeting is just to have like a broader engagement with the community. And so it serves a lot of like different purposes. People sometimes come in to discuss, feature requests, whether it makes sense to make some sort of contribution on the open source side. And also sometimes people encounter problems and that are like hard to discuss over the discuss channel and things like that. And then we get like a hands-on experience on like how we approach things from a debugging perspective and like helping them out. My name is Kourosh. I joined Anyscale about 3 months ago. I'm part of the RLlib team. The way that we do this usually is we kind of spend like a few minutes introducing ourselves.
Yeah, thanks. My name is Sven. Maybe some of you know me already, or Milos, if you want me to here. I lead the RL team at Anyscale, what Kourosh already said, we're responsible for maintaining and developing RLlib, which is one of the libraries that's built on top of Ray within the Ray ecosystem. Other libraries, maybe you've worked with Artune, Surf, and so on. We are currently a team of 5 full-time engineers. Yeah, feel free to ask. I'm not going to go too much into details. Feel free to ask questions on like whatever interests you. Whether we have, in terms of the plans that we have for the next quarters, what we're currently focused on. Let us know what kind of problems you run in. We're always excited to hear feedback from the community, especially like constructive, critical feedback. Always on the lookout for improving things for the better. Welcome to the group, and let's hear from you guys.
Milos, do you want to go next?
I can go. Yeah, I mean, so I just know you from this RLlib production
summit,
yeah, in March or something, and then you gave this tutorial. So I memorized it. You're kind of like the main person.
Oh yeah.
And I work with Kourosh, which is like Norwegian meat optimization company. We mostly work on like combinatorial optimization and simulation-based optimization. So that's where like reinforcement learning obviously comes in, right? At the moment, their solutions which are deployed are the they're all mixed integer programming. But I was brought to try it with something more, let's say, modern, more efficient with the time and stuff like that. So now I'm trying to, we're optimizing like it's like logistics, supply chains, and also literally like the cuttings of the animals. Like you give the carcass full animal, and they're like truck or beef, they can cut in 5 million combinations. And the point is, the guys who are making this planning for the day, they come at 2 a.m. to make the planning ready at 6 a.m. And it's not good. It's not optimal. It's far from it. We already showed them that we can do it. So the guy doesn't have to be at 2 a.m. He can come at 6 a.m., click the button.
Sounds good.
So should I talk now about the issue?
Let's get to the introduction first. Qing, do you want to go next?
Okay. I'm working on Ray core. I'm working on Ray at Ant Group, and I have been working on Ray core for maybe 4 years. Due to the Ray core becomes more stable, I am working on building Ray ML applications at Ant. Yeah. These days I'm working on port RLlib to our some business applications. But due to the actually I have met many issues. Yeah. But I believe most of them were addressed in the latest version.
So yeah, let's get to June is also here. So June is like one of our senior members in RLlib. I'm just going to do a quick introduction. So let's get to the
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, sure.
Qing, so since I'm here, like if you have any difficulty, expressing something, you can tell me. Like,
for sure. Definitely. So Milos, let's get to the problems you are facing with the multi-agent environment.
Yeah, I mean, so do I share the screen or something?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I don't use Zoom software, just a second. So my issue was that I was getting like this first structure, second structure, I was like, where is this coming from? So because I thought I clearly defined action space in the environment and observation space with dictionary, and inside there is box and whatever I need, discrete. But then I was getting this like, oh, this first structure is the dot and second structure is this. And then, so I was wondering where this first structure comes from at first place. Because it's first time I solved the problem completely with one agent, but I want to try it with multiple agents. In this case, it's only two. It's like the mock-up.
So I've read the thread. Let me give you a summarization of the problem, and then
You also wrote. Yeah, you also wrote.
Yeah. So have you tried the last thing that I said?
To be honest, no. I tried Milos and it worked out. This one.
I see. Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead and discuss the issue here by sharing my screen. So Milos shared some snippet of code before on the Discuss forum. So I think like this is by the way is still not runnable because there is no like configuration parameter. But like I feel like the gist of the idea is you have a multi-agent environment, which is for a supply chain or something, that has two agents, namely agent, I don't know, agent 1, X and Y, right?
Let's see,
And the kind of action space and observation for these guys, the observation space is homogeneous, so shared like the same thing across both agents. And then the action space is different. So one is like, where was this here? One is like box of, low is negative 0.1 to 0.1. And then the other one is like 0 to 1, right? Something like that.
Different sizes.
So, different sizes, different kind of heterogeneous data structures, right? So this falls under the category of heterogeneous multi-agent environments, right? And we already have some examples of like how the environment should be specified. The problem that you're seeing is most likely because the environment is not set up like them. It doesn't have the right flags and things like that, right? So this is a custom environment. So I recommend to read this, like this file. So if you go to the RLlib, right, under examples, you have a lot of examples here. One of them is like this multi-agent. I mean, there are a bunch of multi-agent examples. One of them is multi-agent, different spaces for agents, right? And we here show how you would specify an observation and action space for an environment that is like heterogeneous, right? So seems like this is your use case where you have agent X, Y, and then a specification. One thing that I noticed that was missing from your specification here in the constructor is this flag to be set to true. Self spaces is in preferred format, right?
I can tell you what actually helped. That didn't help.
That didn't help?
No, but I can tell you what helped in that document. You scroll down. What you have in mind. Yes, this one.
This one,
there
right?
If you go to the bottom. Yes, yeah, there if you go to the bottom, yes, there. So there's this, you see, this parameter space, there's multi-agent, and that's fine, yes. Multi-agent, just that, I just added that.
Yeah, so other than this, the environment,
So
what I'm talking about is the environment specification, right? So if you don't have this, right, don't have this space, have you tried this like setting this flag to true?
I did, but also tried to comment it out and it worked again.
So when you added it, it still gave you the same error?
No, I didn't give the error.
So
I got the training full. I got the full training. It worked out.
Oh, okay. So does that mean that this flag helped today? Okay.
Yeah.
Then the problem is solved, right?
Yes, that's what I want to tell you. So the one multi-agent, just adding this multi-agent part in the config file just worked.
Oh, that one worked. Okay,
yes.
Got it.
So I tried it before, but then I just commented it out just to see. So yeah, looking at this document, I realized I'm missing that.
Yeah. So let me show what the.
And then I have a question.
Conclusion is.
Yes, this is my conclusion. Yes, this is what
I see.
And I'm not sure, is this policy mapping function really can I define this differently because I have X and Y, and I said just I did this hard coding. If it starts X, then take X, I'll take Y.
So you're basically what you're doing is like you're overriding the default behavior of like inferring the action space and observation space of each policy, right?
Yes,
so you're
yes.
directly passing, okay, what is the observation space of policy X, action space of policy X, and like so on, right? So
Yes,
this is one way of doing this. If you don't do this,
yeah,
money suggested, right?
Yeah.
If you don't do this, because you're specifying a mapping between agent ID and like the observation spaces, this can still be inferred by RLlib, right? If you do this thing equal to true.
The RLlib example and change things slowly to mine and to see where was the...
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
And I'll probably then comment if I find what was the issue there.
Sure.
This is like workaround.
Yeah. So yeah, keep us updated about like the problem if you have. Yeah, awesome. Cool.
Okay. Just maybe like a note to ourselves on this issue. We should probably make sure that the error message is less obscure, right? And that is exactly that we capture this case and then say, hey, please user, you have to set up your environment like this and that, and you have to set this flag and stuff like that. So
yeah, because this first structure, second structure was not very clear to me.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I agree. And it's actually an easy fix, right? You just have to set the flag, make sure your spaces are defined well for each agent, and then
Yeah.
All right. So Qing, do you want to discuss your problem? I guess we had a bit of chat offline, but like.
Yeah. I have no more idea.
So let me summarize what the problem is, I guess, because I have some context. So Qing is using Ray 1.4 with the RLlib, and in some like GPU assignments, like when you want to allocate like GPUs on the driver, I guess, you hit some essentially obscure errors, right? That could be pointing to Ray core changes. And I think if you use the recent versions, those problems may go away. But I guess I don't know what, like, do we want to go back to Ray 1.4?
Let me give the first question. In the Python code, if I create a trainer in the driver, if this driver was scheduled to a GPU device, it may be crashed due to a dummy loss function. In initializing the rollout worker. So what I worked around is to wrap the Python driver code in an actor and declare the required resource is one CPU. This act couldn't be scheduled to an GPU device or GPU node, so I worked around it. This is the first question: is it possible to create any code inside an actor? If it's possible to wrap the whole driver code into an actor in RLlib.
So you want the driver to be a separate actor? Is that?
In the best practice, we always to create the trainer in driver, right?
Yes.
Yes. But I'd like to work around my issue for the old version. For the old version, so I wrapped all driver code into an actor. Is it dangerous to do so?
I'm not getting the context. So you're saying that you put your trainer is already like a trainable tune, right? Like, did you do something with that to get around your issue, or are you talking about the local workers that are part of the RLlib?
Qing. So okay. I think what Kourosh man is if you are using array tune, right? The entire algorithm is already an actor.
Yeah,
Because yeah, that's like the actor that tune helps you spin up.
Yeah, no, I didn't use tune yet.
So you are using RLlib by itself, like piecemeal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
So just to get a better picture, you call, for example, like, I don't know, algorithm X, right? You construct its trainer, then you call .train.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is giving you an error inside the driver. Oh,
let me share my screen.
Yeah, you can share it. That would be better.
For the best practice, we always create a trainer like this, yeah, right, and do some API invocation, and then we always run this man in driver, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But in 1.4 version, I meet an issue that when we create the trainer, we crashed at the initializing rollout in the dummy loss. Yeah. So I work around this by this way, like driver code mend option resource like number GPUs in remote. Yeah.
GPU 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this man could be scheduled to an CPU node to work around my issue. So my question is that whether this is safe to do. Yeah, we post all that driver code in a remote task or an act.
Sorry, you also have to add the decorator on top of main, right? So you have to say ray remote.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what is not clear to me is like, how do you construct a trainer? What config parameters do you pass in? Because the trainer parameters already have like these resources, right?
Okay, should I actually code? Man user DPG.
What's the default num CPUs for a task? It's only one, right? So most of our trainers require at least 2 or 3 CPUs because you have
I used to. Yeah, sorry for that.
Okay, yeah.
So let's see it here. So you have local mode and then local config.
Yeah.
And then, okay, scroll down, run tune. Okay, use tune.
Yeah. You use tune. Yeah. Yes. I work around it by mark this and invoke man as a task. Yeah. So it works currently on my production environment, but I don't know if this way is too safe to do.
It works. The thing is, like, it should have worked without this, right? I don't understand how remoting the main resolves the issue. So you have not. Can you scroll down? Can you scroll down to line 70?
Go down. Okay.
Yeah. So
Like
here, wait. So you had num workers. Where is that? I just saw it.
yeah.
There is it. Oh yeah, there you go. So num workers and num.
We don't use GPU in this case.
So did we have like, I don't know, in Ray 1.4, did we have like create environment on drivers, Sven?
Yeah.
We always have that. Yeah.
We always have that. So I don't see you specifying it there, right? I mean, why would it not be safe? I guess still okay, right? If it works, it okay. But the thing is, like, the thing you did is okay, but I don't understand what it is actually resolving. You should have been able to do the same thing with just the config parameter.
Qing, actually, what issues do you have? I think what you did as a workaround is fine, but we're trying to understand, like, what are you trying to work around so that maybe there's like a better solution that doesn't involve actor,
the issue is the elder stack is this is not in international network, so I couldn't get a better format.
Yeah, I understand. Like during initialization, some of the devices are on CPU and you have some of the devices are on GPU, right? And by specifying num GPU 0 on the overall remote, you're not using any GPUs. That's why it's resolved. So that's not good, right? Because you wanted to use GPU, right?
Yeah.
That's the point. This seems like a bug.
But I also don't know if it gets fixed.
Yeah. So the thing is, we need a repro script, right? We cannot really do anything. And then if this repro script like fails on 1.4 and still passes on like a newer version, that means that bug has been addressed if it was a bug, right? If it's not, then we can dig in and see if there's a quick fix around it for you, even on 1.4.
I see.
Yeah, this is not really related to the Ray version. This is more like on the RLlib side, and that could have been resolved throughout, like between 1.4 and now. But like, I guess there are also Ray core changes in between that you need to update too. So I think the best course of action is really a repro script at this point.
I'm curious, like, why do you guys stay on this 1.4 version? Why didn't you guys upgrade?
That's a long story. We are suffering more than from GitHub. For several years. We have been working for recall in several years. So we in the architecture we have many different with community. So the modern processor is too heavy.
So you have your own fork.
That's the issue.
1.4 is the stable version in our internal wrapper.
Very cool.
We'll try our best to more than 1.
I imagine going down this route is going to be very difficult because you won't get any new features on these libraries and right?
So I'd like to raise a new question. Is it possible to make RLlib to make RLlib put to most not only the master version in recall?
So RLlib, like the way that it works, RLlib is built on top of Tune. Tune itself is built on top of Ray, right? So there could be like interface changes that needs to be consistent across this stack, right? And then you're gonna face like weird issues that are rooted into like mismatch between the, versions. And those are the nature of problems you would have.
But this is hard to do that decision. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I think you can try run tune and the latest like master version of tune and RLib on your forked array core. I don't think we do any like special things, right? So there's a good chance like it will just run on your array core.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think that the API in record was changed in different versions.
Yeah, you basically have to try this on your end, I guess, to see if have you tried it or no?
But I haven't tried it. Yeah.
That could possibly work. I mean, this problem is definitely in part of a device mismatch, which is a torch problem, I guess, right? As long as there are no interface issues, which I doubt there would be because we just use ray.remote, ray.get, ray.pull, like those kind of 3 API calls in RLib, and then the rest should just work.
Okay,
cool.
Let's end my topic.
Yep, sounds good.
King wrote comment.
So I think the documentations, these things are in pipeline, and we're going to have a full reveal of this thing at Ray Summit, which is in about a month. So I think by then there should be like a stable documentation guideline on what are the best practices to run these ML workloads.
Yeah, I'm working on building many new ML applications on Ray, and especially I'd like to build the applications end to end in Ray Air. So due to it's too new. So I don't like what's the best practice to build my applications on React.
Yeah. We have a couple of end-to-end demos at Ray Summit. So if you're joining, I highly recommend attending those sessions, which showcases the end-to-end experience with Ray Air. And I think you're gonna find the proper, pointers to these guidelines there. Okay, we have a new participant, Ali. Good morning. So do you want to introduce yourself, I guess?
Yes, sure. So my name is Ali Kanso. I'm a software engineer at Microsoft. We use Ray in our product. I'm mainly involved with KubeRay for Kubernetes, but I'm also interested in what's going on in RLib and the progression of RLib. And we might have a few proposals in the future for RLib. But one of the main things we're looking for is what's the easiest way to consume RLib. And we're already using it, but we're trying to see if there's a way that we can make the usage and consumption of RLib easier to use and easier to upgrade in the future, and so on. So it's mainly about usability than features that we're looking for.
I see. Sounds good. So do you want to give a bit of context about what kind of usability are you talking about?
Yeah, what we can do is next meeting, we plan to take some maybe chunk of time, maybe 10 minutes, and just go over the use case. And it's mainly about trying to see what type of interface, or if RLib can be made in such a way that it exposes an interface that users can consume. And if later on there would be some changes in RLib itself, the interface itself would not change, but the changes would be behind the scenes, so that someone using RLib wouldn't have a breaking change just because some piece of code changed, as long as they are interfacing with the proper set of APIs with RLib. But this is just us thinking about a different way of using it. It doesn't mean it's feasible, it doesn't mean it's doable, but it's just us thinking of different ways of using it.
Yeah. I think so. Just to give you a bit of context from our side, we have Tune, which is basically the code that King was showing, which is the generic tune interface for like running RLlib algorithms. That is never going to change. It has been stable for like since Ray 1, I guess. And that is one way that we kind of like, once kind of interface that we have is fairly stable. The other thing that is ongoing at, I guess, any scale is this concept of AI runtime, which is a high level layer on all of the ML libraries that unifies all the APIs across train, serve, RLlib, these kind of lower level ML libraries that we have. So that's the other effort that is, I guess, you can hear more about in the Ray Summit, the upcoming Ray Summit. So these are the two solutions that we have right now, and I'm curious to hear what problems does this solution not serve, and like what are your thoughts on that?
Perfect. Yeah, I'll be at the Ray Summit, so I hope to
awesome.
see everyone over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Great.
Thanks for that.
Thanks, everyone.
Sure.
Cool. So thanks everyone for joining. Hope to see you on the next like office hours and hopefully on the Ray Summit as well.